In today's video, I'll be talking about how to break from dieting, still be healthy, in control, and at peace with food. Hi guys, welcome to Montour's channel. We would all like to relax and enjoy life more, and one of the ways is intuitive eating. You want to stop counting and start enjoying your food. There's so much delicious food around, but how do we actually get there? I did keto diet, I did vegetarian diet, low carb diet, high fat diet, high carb diet, paleo diet, juicing diet, raw food, just to name a few. I learned a lot along the way. I've been doing intuitive eating for quite some time, and I'm here to share with you on how I got started. At first, I was trying to break through the mentality of dieting. Counting calories from day in and day out could be very dreadful, could be very time consuming, and it's very hard to do on day-to-day basis and doing it at the restaurant with your friends when you have a party. But at the end of the day, that your calories have to count and add up correctly, and then maybe you want something else, maybe you're craving something else but it doesn't fit in your calorie count, and you end up thinking about it the next day or by the evening and you end up having it anyways, and then you go above your calories that day, then you feel very guilty, and that cycle, it just goes over and over and over, and then you do get very tired of it, and then what happens is binge eating. Having a specific food group cut out of your diet, that could be very dreadful as well, because again, you can be at a party with your friends, with your family at the restaurant, and if you have cut out carbs, you have bread on a table, or you go into a party and they ordered pizza and that's pretty much what they have, it's pizza and some drinks, and then you sit there, okay, I can't have anything over here in this party, and you kind of want to wait it out and go home and eat something healthy that fits your calories, that fit the diet that you're following, and that could weigh on you. That was really definitely weighing on me, where it's just I felt a little awkward on, no, I can't have this, or it's this is too much fat, or this is bad for me, and I will not be there to enjoy with the family, just to let it go and be at peace. I really wanted that. Sometimes when we start following a diet, is it we're cutting out meat? Are we cutting out carbs? Are we cutting out more fat? Somehow following a diet makes you think it's magic. Cutting out a food group, somehow magically you are going to lose weight, because this is the key. It is the key that if I will cut out this food group, because somehow that specific food group is making me fat, it's growing the fat cells. And that is the culprit the whole entire time. Now I cut that out and it's magic. It's not that magical. It is really down to you're cutting out calories. It's not the food group that you cut out. You cut out the calories out of your diet. And that is the key. You consume less. You will consume less. Your weight is going to start dropping. You will start dropping fat. And that is the end goal. And with all the fad diets, they're trying to always figure out what is the new thing we can do to sell it to you. How will we package it? And it can work for you, at least for a short time, at least for the beginning. So you do lose fat. But at the end, the real reason you lose fat is because you are calorie deficit stage. But it is not sustainable to follow a diet, because you think you're going to follow that diet, you will lose weight, and then afterwards you want to eat back, or you will want those carbs or the protein or whatever food group you cut out. You kind of, I think you want to enjoy it yet again. You want to enjoy it with friends or family or just at home, just because it is a food group that you still want to enjoy in your life. And you start eating normal back again, and the carbs and the protein will bring back the calories back. You will eat at your maintenance calories yet again, and the weight will bounce back. And then you wonder, why did the weight bounce back? I've been dieting for so long, I've been good, but it's not sustainable. You want to eat normal now. I understand, but the weight comes back. There is a way to eat where you can lose that fat and keep it off for good. And that is changing your lifestyle. It's not a diet where you follow it for a little bit and then go back. It's not a diet where you cut something out and kind of hold yourself back every weekend or at the restaurant or with friends. When you have to keep your holding yourself back consistently over and over and over, it will break you. You will go and have that food, and then you're gonna have guilt. On top of that, you miss that food so much, you're gonna binge on it, and that just will bounce back the progress really quickly. If not 4 days a week, you eat very well, and then your weekend, you can do whatever you want, and then after that weekend, you have another day that you're having a hard time bouncing back to your normal diet. It will erase all those 4 days of progress really quickly. You will be amazed how fast you will bounce back. The next thing I was looking at, the structure of intuitive eating. First of all, to jump into intuitive eating, it's not that quick. All the time I've been doing all the diets, I've learned about food, especially when I was doing diet where I would eat into the macros in the diet where I had someone to calculate the macros I needed to eat, and it wasn't cutting out any food group. I had carbs, I had protein, I had fat, and I had the calories that put all this together. And that helped me to learn how much protein or carbs or fat in each group. Where is healthy fat? Where is bad fat? What should I avoid? What food helps me versus what food is just simply plain calories and that won't do anything for my body, or even worse, it will just do the opposite. I would suggest you learn about food, learn about those calories. Maybe even if you take a week or even in 2 weeks where you go on an app where you figure out how many calories you need, how much protein, how much carbs, how much fat, and you kind of maybe try to follow that along maybe 4 days out of the week. And after you go those couple weeks where you learn about the food, and then you break from your diet. You cut it out. Don't follow any of the fad diets. Maybe not jumping in so fast. After you had some education about food, then the next step will be breaking from your diet. Intuitive eating, it doesn't mean eating junk food all day. It doesn't mean I'm hungry, I'll eat this, I'll eat that, whatever is in my fridge. I'm hungry and I'll just eat that sandwich. Or watching late night TV, and naturally I always will eat and munch on something while I'm watching TV. So I will think that I'm hungry and I'll just eat whatever I want because I'm doing my intuitive eating. But that's not how it works. It is not eating junk food all the time. You need to learn how to separate cravings from hunger. That is two different things. And more often than not, we have cravings. We jump into cravings. We eat when we're not hungry. We don't give ourselves the opportunity to be hungry, to want the food. When you wait until your hunger hits, and I'm not saying you wait for a long time and then you're super hungry, you want to grab anything in the fridge. It's not, I don't advise you to wait this long because then you just grab anything. But this is when you grab your healthy food and it will taste better. You will enjoy it much better. But understanding your when you have the craving for something or when you're hungry, that is long process, and understanding of cravings and hunger, understanding that in your body is very, very important. That's one of the big keys. And then when you are hungry and you want to eat something, you try to look at the food through the lens of education that you just had about carbs, about protein and fats. What is healthy? What this particular protein will do for me? Is this good source of fat? Is this good source of carbs? You got to look at the food and see what will it do for your body. What vitamins, minerals will it have? Is it good for bones? Is it good for your eyesight? Is it good for your blood circulation? It always helps to be mindful of what food is doing for your body, because that is very important, to consume the food that is doing something for your body versus just empty calories. Because, of course, food is not created equal. And when you eat your food, you eat to satisfaction. You don't eat overfull. You just eat until it feels okay, I'm good. Will catch up to you. Be mindful to eat slower so you can read the food sensor when you are full. When you eat, and then, for example, you're eating slow or you pause for a couple minutes, it takes actually about like 20 minutes in for your stomach to feel that you are full already. You had enough food. But if you eat super fast, and your stomach, your brain didn't give you the signal that they're full, but you ate already so much more past that. And then when you realize you're full, you ate so much more food and you feel stuffed at that point. So slow down with your eating, and that will help you to feel when you are satisfied. When you eat junk food, for example, you eat junk food before your meal, you just say, I just want this. I'm hungry for this. You might mistaken for your craving. I'm hungry for this, but here's my meal. I'm planning to have this healthy meal today, but I will have this bag of potato chips or these cookies or this cupcake, and then I'll have my healthy food. And then you have it. What happens is you are not hungry for your healthy meal at that point. And even if you force yourself to eat the healthy meal, it's not going to really be tasty. It's not going to be, you're not going to enjoy it as much because the junk food really takes that away from you. And but what you are hungry going to afterwards for is more junk food. You don't want to eat the healthy food. You want to eat junk food at that point. You probably go, well, okay, I ate that. I don't want my meal anymore that I was planning for, but I will just take another cupcake and I'll be good. I'm just fine. I'll skip that meal. And this is exactly the trap you don't want to fall into. This is a long journey. Just think about it. The best things that happen in your life that you had to work for, that you had to stick around for, and get the results you want. And then this is when the treasure is. This is when you keep going and being proud of yourself. And the best things happen is when you really stick around for a while. Intuitive eating is not a quick fix where you will lose 10 pounds in a week. Intuitive eating is more for maintenance, but can you lose weight during intuitive eating? Yes, absolutely. And the key is back to eating less calories. So, for example, if you're doing intuitive eating, but you want to lose weight at the same time, you want to probably, if you have a cup or half a cup of rice for dinner, you take that out. Or you have sandwich for lunch. You, for example, do a salad with protein instead of the carbs. Carbs are not bad. You need that for your energy. You need to have that. But if you want to lose weight, yes, you need to eat less calories. I do not recommend you eat less protein because you do need a lot of protein to maintain your muscle, to grow your muscle if you're doing weights. But the macro that helps to lose weight is cutting down the carbs or maybe cutting down the fat. You look at your protein. I don't, like, again, I don't recommend you to eat less protein, but I do recommend you to look at what the quality of protein you're eating. Is it fried food? Is it sauteed in a lot of oil? You have to look at that. How is it cooked? How's it prepared? Is it lean chicken breast, or is it chicken that has the skin on? You don't want that skin on. It will, with that, you will consume more calories. You will consume the fat that is not good for you. You want to avoid that. You want to, this is why you go back and you learn about the quality of the food. What food will help you live healthy? And of course, during intuitive eating, it's not magic. You still need to work out. You always need to work out. Even if you're losing weight, when I've heard so many times someone will advertise, you don't need to work out, just follow this or take this pill, you will lose weight. Yes, you probably will, but you also will lose muscle with that. You'll be more frail. You're not going to be strong. You might appear smaller, but you are not going to be strong, and it's hard to maintain that. Then you want to go back and eat more calories. And in order to do that, after dieting, you want to eat more calories. In order to do that, you need to work out. Working out is very important. So never neglect working out. Learning about food and learning about carbs, protein, fats, it takes time. Don't rush. Don't try to fix everything in one day. Give yourself some time. Try to incorporate probably one meal at a time. Start with breakfast. Don't think about snacks, lunch, dinner yet. Start with breakfast. You wake up in the morning, you are about to have your breakfast. Do make a healthy breakfast. Think about it. What are you going to have for breakfast? Is it what you typically have? And out of the food, looking through the lens of what food is healthy for you, pick and choose what you crave for. Is it going to be eggs this morning? Is it going to be egg whites? Is it going to be cottage cheese? Is it oatmeal? What do you want to eat that morning? And make sure it has protein. Make sure all the foods that are on your plate have good benefits for your body, not just plain calories. And do this one meal at a time. Maybe just do breakfast for a week if you want to take it really slow, and then you incorporate lunch to that. Then you incorporate dinner for that. Just take it very slow, and that will bring you more success than rushing it through. It won't be perfect in the beginning. You will make mistakes. You will munch on something, or you will put something in your food that I really want it, but I know it's not good for me. But then you feel hungry for junk food just because you had that and you didn't realize, because probably the packaging would state it is healthy, it is whole grain, or is it organic, and you buy the packaging thinking it's healthy, not realizing it is the opposite effect. It keeps you hungry, and the packaging, for example, has that excess sugar that you didn't realize, or has really high carb or really high fat and you didn't realize it. And that is a mistake I see over and over, because the marketing sells that to you and we buy it looking at the packaging, believing it's true. It is also good to step back and not to police yourself too much, because, for example, you learn that fat is bad. You want to avoid all the fat. And but then you also look at avocado. Avocado has fat, or olive oil has fat, and that is not good for me. I'm going to skip avocado. But when I'm out with my friends, I'm gonna have those French fries that do have fat, but that fat is not good for you. But you just skipped out on avocado that has so many health benefits. But look at the healthy food, and even if it has fat, it has carbs, it is good for you. Sweet potato has carbs, and they're amazing for you. Root vegetables have a lot of carbs. Beets have carbs, but they're good for you. They have benefits for your body. Don't be policing and saying this is bad and this is bad. Look that the food is good, the food is healthy, and work your plate around that. It's time to forgive the food and enjoy it. And after I learned, gone through the journey of learning about the food, then putting my mindset of how to eat healthy and what I might craving for during that breakfast or lunch or dinner in the health group, and I was able to follow that. And in between, I gave myself permission to enjoy the foods that are not so good for me, not so healthy. I typically don't have those foods at home to that I can just grab, because I was too hungry for lunch or too hungry for dinner, and they are for the reach. I just grab, not even thinking about it, just eating it. I enjoy the food, for example, if I'm out at the restaurant with my family or at a party and they have pizza, they have cookies, or they have the crackers or something else. I will have that. I'll not binge on it. I will definitely enjoy it, and I move on. That way, I don't have a limit where there's a specific food group I cannot have, it's completely forbidden. And that mindset is really hard to live with. I live with and I go on with, here is how I eat at home, here is the healthy food. And then when I go out, when I'm with friends, when someone brings over some food, I will not say no. I will enjoy, I will have some, and then I move on. And now I eat what I want, and I eat when I'm hungry, and I'm very happy, and I dress my food to my liking. If you like this video, click on the screen to check out where I share on how to eat carbs while losing weight.